Hi there, students. Dynamic pricing is also known as surge pricing or time-based pricing. This is where the price of something is always changing. There's not a fixed price for something. It depends what time it is, where you buy it, where many different things. So, for example, aeroplane tickets. This is airline tickets. This is a typical area where we see dynamic pricing. If you want to buy aeroplane tickets to travel just before or just at the very beginning of the holiday period, then the price will be much higher. If you want to fly home on the 23rd of December and fly back to work on the 2nd of January, you'll find that the prices for tickets on these dates are much higher, and this is dynamic pricing. Whereas a quiet Monday in the middle of January, if you want to fly on Monday the 14th of January at midday, the price will be much lower. And this is the idea of dynamic pricing or surge pricing. The price that customers pay is based on the current market situation, and the price is subject to an algorithm that takes into account supply and demand, the prices of competitors, and other external market factors. So this is very, very common in the airline industry. It's also common in, for example, tourism and hotels. If you want to stay in the hotel in the middle of August, it's going to be a lot more expensive. Or if you want to stay in high season, it's much more expensive than in the off season. Even electricity prices are subject to surge pricing. You pay different prices for using electricity at different times. There is with electricity prices there is an auction, and at peak times electricity is more expensive to buy. Okay, in public transport, or the trains, for example, if you want to travel during peak rush hour, it's much more expensive than if you want to travel off peak. Can I have an off peak return, please? Now, dynamic pricing, this surge pricing, has been normal for a lot of human history. In the past, several hundred years ago, if you wanted to buy something, you had to negotiate with the person who was selling it, and you'd arrive at a price. And a couple of hundred years ago again, a shopkeeper would negotiate the price for everything he sold. About 1870, price tags started to appear, and this idea of selling things at the same price, no matter who the customer was a Quaker idea of fairness, that it didn't matter who you were, how much money you had, this was the price, and it was a way of maintaining fairness. Now, as I said, dynamic pricing for aeroplane tickets has been a thing since perhaps the 1980s. I notice as well that companies like Uber, where you get a taxi, this uses dynamic pricing as well. And you will pay more for your Uber when during the rush hour, during peak travel times. Or also, for example, in some sports events, prices can vary. For example, in outdoor sports, in sports that take place outdoors, tickets on when there is a lot of rain or on rainy days are lower priced than on good days. Apparently, as well, Amazon uses dynamic pricing strategies to optimize their sales and optimize their profits. Amazon take into account customer demand as well. As I said earlier, this is something that happens with electricity, and it's something that could well happen with all of our utilities. But with electricity, offering lower charges, lower costs during periods of low demand, and in the evening when everyone comes home in the middle of winter, electricity could be very high. So there are examples of surge pricing or hospitality price not hospitality pricing, dynamic pricing in many different places. So let's see, something that's dynamic is something that is always moving, so the price is moving up and down. A surge is when something increases rapidly. So if there's a surge of consumption, the price increases. Dynamic pricing, surge pricing, these are both very business words. I think I would give them 6 out of 10 in formality, but I think you could use them anywhere. So anyway, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Dynamic pricing, surge pricing, demand pricing, time-based pricing.